Hey UTV Boondockers, today we're going to take a look at this Commander XTP 2022. We're going to add some mods to it. We're going to put on a windshield, some really cool wind deflectors, and some side view mirrors. It's my buddy Dan's here. He's part of the Boondocker crew that we go up to the UP at least every year. So let's go ahead and stay tuned. We're going to go cover all those things right there, and then there's some other cool stuff that we're going to cover that he's done here that some of you may want to take a peek at. All right, so the first thing we're going to show you is a dual battery setup. That's right down here in this. Cleverly placed down here. So what he has, there's a small video too we're gonna put on here that Dan goes through all these details. Here's your kill switch, and you've seen this in some of the general videos, you know, just flip her on and off, which is really nice. Excellent placement. So this is the battery isolator down here. What this guy will do is it's gonna charge your secondary battery and your primary battery, and it'll just flip-flop back and forth. Very similar to the Busman one we had in the Polaris general videos that you've seen. Or may not have seen. And then of course up here is your bus for all your fuses and all your accessories you want to put in. So this is nice. It's smaller, compact. I really like what you did here. It's pretty sweet. And did you make this bracket too?
I did.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So it looks factory. I love these. These are really great.
Yes.
These ones are factory ones. They look kind of like braided steel, so they're pretty sweet.
Gave me a lot more room too for the whole.
What gauge is this? Do you know? Is this 6 gauge? 8 gauge?
With the kit.
Okay.
The Isolator kit.
All right. Well, I'm sure it's going to be sufficient. But he ran it right through here, and I have to say, after looking at this, I want to cover a few things about this machine because it's pretty awesome. Also, you see his dual volt gauge. Probably have seen those before. That's a really good place for it because there's quite a bit of real estate down here. But if you want to put in a bunch of extra switches, you probably have to get a plate.
Right here.
Okay.
Marquardt Engineering puts a beautiful plate here, or you can have 2 here.
Awesome. All right.
For the secondary battery, I chose to put it underneath the seat. I do have the seat risers that I built. I just fabricated these out of 1 inch by 1.5 inch aluminum tubing, and then had those powder coated, so it gives me optimal room and plenty of space to get this underneath here. This is a 30 mAh battery. Pretty simple. I do have a charger connected to it, as well as one back here. So I do charge these constantly to keep them fresh and handy for a ride. This is the battery that I'm using. I did not pay $174 for it, but you can get it from O'Reilly's. It's gonna work just fine in it. Came highly recommended by everyone on the forums. You'll also notice this kind of mess here. I wrapped both of the radiator lines that run to the back. I'm hearing a lot of complaints about heat. My wife doesn't like heat unless it's really cold out. So I wrapped them in an exhaust wrap, and I happen to have some silicone foam laying around, and so I have secondary layers there. So we will see how well that works.
All right, so we're going to do a little walkthrough on this thing because a lot of you may or may not have seen this machine, so we're going to do that right now before we get too crazy with it. All right, Dan, so tell us a little bit about this machine here. I want to put this in contrast a little bit to Polaris videos. I've done a ton of them, and this is a very unique machine. A lot of different things, a lot of benefits to it that I really like. So let's talk a little about what you got going on the dash. What's your storage like up here?
Storage for the passenger is quite large, as you can see, quite deep.
That's never ending.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they give you a ton of extra room, which is really nice. They also give you a driver's compartment. Nice little spot for some goggles, small stuff. That's about it for storage. And here they do have door bags, obviously, that inset in here if you want. Haven't ordered those yet.
What's up here?
That is underneath the hood. That's for your maintenance.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay. So you could fit some little things in there.
Yep.
Now I know you got some really cool tricks in the back that you don't see in a lot of machines. Pretty pumped to show that.
And then watch me fumble with this for a second.
Oh, that's fine. I do want to throw a little note in here. I love a General, don't get me wrong, but the fit and finish of these, way better. It just sounds like it's built better. I still love a General, And I'm just saying, I still love my General. But I really do like the fit and finish. They took a little more time. So Polaris, come on, pay attention. Step it up. And I noticed we have our seats out in the back, and you got some stuff here. This is reeking of boondocking stuff going on back here.
Exactly. So I honestly believe that someone thought this through very well. One, you can pull the seats out super easy. You literally pull up on the seat, pops right out, take your rear seat back, and you slide it right off, and it comes out. But it gives you a nice flat surface. So I have a piece of corrugated that I'm putting on that goes across here. And then I have 2 roll bags. One large roll bag that holds all of my camping gear and equipment. And then I have another roll bag that sits right here that holds all your clothes. And you just run a simple strap up and around the top. And I am completely packed out with all my gear.
So all this is stock, except you put these in here just to protect the bars. Okay.
Yep.
So this is like, as you buy it, boom, this is what it comes like.
As you buy it.
He did show me something cool I have to show everybody. Right behind here. I'm not going to pull it all the way off. You can get to the motor.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
It all pops off.
That whole thing comes off. I mean, wow. No more busted knuckles. You can crawl right in there. And like the other Commanders, the older models, for those that are familiar with those, the motor's like in the middle. And if you want to get to anything like changing your belt, pack a lunch. And it's going to hurt the whole time. So, and all right, let's talk a little about this bed.
Almost 48 inches wide.
That's huge.
Obviously with the bed extension on there, I'll show you that in a second.
I could ball up in here.
Makes it even bigger. It does have a dump option. Easy access to the motor. Pull a quick pin there. It goes 90 degrees, so it's real simple for maintenance, obviously.
It is nice. You can get to just about anything. Wow. Yeah, that's really roomy. So one of the neat things I saw in here, well, I know you're going to show the tailgate. This is probably one of the coolest things. Let's go over that, because that's super awesome.
I'll show you this real quick. So belt storage. Both sides do this. They pre-thought this through.
Yeah.
That comes off, and there's actually storage.
Up there.
That's, wow.
Love that fit for it.
That's actually a really good idea. And then back here, and that's both sides, right?
Yes.
So over here you said there's first aid kit and whatnot?
You can put a first aid kit or some tools pre-made from CanAm on there.
And it doesn't look like this thing's gonna pop off by bouncing around on the trails.
No.
She's in there pretty good.
Locked in.
This is really good. And this was an add-on, this thing you're gonna show us?
Okay. The bed extension. Super simple to work.
Wow.
These back down. And then these flip up and lock it in, which I'm sloppily doing just to get it done, but
No.
That's fine. And this is that another 48 inches?
It's 42 by 48 at that point.
Wow. And that looks sturdy. That looks super sturdy.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's guys that haul lumber or wood all the way up to the top of this thing, through the woods all day long.
So I noticed something too. A lot of folks, I'm seeing it more and more now. People are doing these rigid boxes. You get them at the Home Depot, because they all interlock in together, and then you could store them up here, and then put tools or whatnot in there.
Yep.
And all those right there fit in here, side by side or end to end.
So these are going to fit. I'm still working on them. They will fit like this.
Oh wow! So 3 deep.
They will sit in here.
Yeah, I think that one hooked on something.
They will sit in there like this. 2 coolers.
And I think this thing says it holds 250 pounds on the tailgate.
Yeah.
Which is pretty stout. Because if you guys are going on trips up north and you want to throw like some of your drinks in one of these and the food in the other, you could even do dry ice, which works pretty darn well.
So then these will interlock on the tops. I don't have these mounted in yet, but they're close. And then just a quick latch.
And how are you going to mount those down to the bed?
They will actually be mounted, the bottom boxes will be mounted to a big board, and they'll be screwed up from the bottom.
Oh, nice.
And then this will be ratchet strapped across the top, across the board.
Okay.
Later to be shown.
All right. I do see that they have at least 4 of those little quick tie downs. You could ratchet strap it down. I've seen some folks do that too. I've even seen a buddy of mine did turnbuckles like on these on each side and held it down. He did that in a general. But these rigid boxes are excellent. They're waterproof and
yeah, IP67 right here.
yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. And you added there's something else here you added. Now, do they have can you get extended mud flaps on these or
No, those are it.
This actually looks like a rally truck.
Those are it. And then I handmade these. There's a guy on our Commander group that makes his own as well, and you can buy those from him. And I can actually post the link in the video as well for other guys. He makes a set very similar to this.
Yeah, we'll put that down in the link description for those interested. So, all right. Well, hey, I think everybody stay tuned. I think the next move here, we're going to start putting some stuff on this thing. All right, folks. So one of the first things we're going to install tonight here is the bent metal, right? Bent metal brand?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this thing looks fantastic too. It really does. So a bent metal, is this DOT approved?
Yes, sir.
A DOT approved windshield. She looks very nice. Make sure I don't drop it.
You can have them custom painted any color combinations.
Okay, so the orange pieces, the vents at the bottom, those are just, you got those to match, obviously, but you can get other colors too?
FOC, they're all free, whatever color combination you want.
Very cool. Okay, so the way this thing fits is this top notch up there goes right up under the lip here, so you're gonna have to take your roof off if you have, this is a factory roof, I assume, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yep, so you take off the factory roof, there's a couple right there, a couple mounts, and then one up top here. You slide it underneath, and then these bolts, you can see there's a couple right there that are coming out. Those guys have to come out. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're gonna have to be very careful with these because you might lose them, and if they drop down in that hole, well, we know we'll never see them again. So we don't want to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these out, and then we're gonna get this windshield and gently set it in there and see what it looks like. So stay tuned. All right, so the windshield is in and it looks very nice. You can see here the vents are opened up on this side. Should let a decent amount of airflow in.
We'll find out.
Indeed. Little tip here, there's a couple bolts, one in each side up here. Doesn't come with a washer on the top, so you might want to supply those. And then we had a little bit of trouble down in here, where that light's at. These were not meeting up. So there's a nut right here. You may not be able to see it really good. Oh, we have light coming. There you go. So there's a little bracket right here. You can see it's adjustable. So you loosen up, what is it, an M4? M4 out there, an 11 millimeter right here. So we loosen this up to slide this bracket in to meet up with these 2 bolts right here in the pillar. So if you put it in and they don't match up and you're freaking out like we did, don't, because you have a bracket that adjusts right here. Don't do what we did in the beginning. So anyway, just loosen that up, slide her in, she's good to go. You want to have somebody in here spot you so you get it spaced out properly, but overall it looks very, very nice. It's a pretty sweet setup. All done. Unfortunately, we were unable to install the wind deflectors and mirrors. The combination didn't match up all the way, so Dan's going to go ahead and get different mirrors and then try to mount those deflectors, because when you mount them, you have to drill holes into the 2 pillars. So he wanted to do it right. So more to come on that, so please stay tuned for future videos and we'll talk about it. Thanks again. If this was beneficial to you, please click like right now and then subscribe. Thanks a lot. Take care.